Employees work at Amazon's Prime Now fulfillment center in Singapore. Thomson Reuters. Amazon is still soliciting bids for its new $5 billion, 50,000-person headquarters. New York City has emerged as a leading contender. Boston and Los Angeles are seeing pushback from locals who question Amazon's motives. The $5 billion bid for Amazon's new 50,000-person headquarters is intensifying. New York City is doubling down on its bid to be the site of Amazon's second HQ. At the same time, Boston and Los Angeles are facing pushback from residents amid fears of financial loss and an Armageddon scenario of overcrowding and an increased cost of living that has taken place in Seattle. The New York City Economic Development Corporation, a nonprofit that promotes economic development in the city, is soliciting ideas and information regarding space, programs, and other assets that could be included in the city's proposal and ultimately bring Amazon to New York City on its website, USA Today reported. America's largest city has a clear advantage: young people. Amazon added to the drama by saying both that it would give priority to metro areas with 1 million plus people and that places interested in vying for the second headquarters should think big and creatively, USA Today said. But other cities are pushing back against Amazon's demand for bids and perks. Los Angeles Times columnist Michael Hiltzik wrote that Amazon was taking advantage of communities whose bids would presumably include generous tax incentives. The company's approach is arrogant, naive and more than a teensy bit cynical, Hiltzik wrote. Rather than be offered bribes to move its headquarters into a community, Amazon should be made to pay for the privilege. Boston, which has reportedly been a leading contender for Amazon's new HQ, can afford to lose this bidding war, Globe columnist Evan Horowitz wrote in a piece titled "Dear Amazon, here's our offer, not one dime." Horowitz questioned the company's motives for bids, saying incentives like tax breaks may not even be the end game. Maybe what Amazon is looking for isn't money, but rather pliability, some proof that the anointed city will bend to its needs, Horowitz writes. A big inducement package is a signal of weakness that Amazon can exploit for additional concessions as times change. Air rights for delivery drones, food labeling issues at Whole Foods, Amazon's Seattle headquarters. Anthony Bellante Reuters. Hiltzik also pointed out that existing local businesses would face consequences for sharing a city with Amazon. Communities that boast of relatively modest costs of living and reasonable labor costs as Comians should recognize that Amazon's arrival will push up land values and therefore the cost of housing and office space and produce upward pressure on wages, Hiltzik wrote. That's good for workers, not so much for existing employers. See also Amazon has triggered a $5 billion bidding war. Here are the cities that are in competition for its new HQ. Follow us on Facebook.